institution that is directly elected by citizens, but we perceive that austerity measures comes very quickly. But when we need help, it takes too much time to get an agreement and to get the decisions we really need. And I think its public support of the European Union had never been as weak as today. So what do you think you should do, I mean, in the European Parliament, to become this measure more quickly and more effective, and that European people could perceive that interest for them? That's, I think, is the point to start again the building.
You are completely right. The biggest problem of the European Union, of the idea of Europe, which is behind the European integration and behind the European Union, is that people don't believe that what the institutions and what politicians promise to them, that the promises are kept by the people. There is an increasing mistrust to national and to public institutions, because the promises are not kept. And therefore I share your view. We must deliver concrete solutions. And when I speak about we, I speak about the European institutions, the Parliament, the Commission, but I want to repeat a question I raised in the European Council of Heads of States and Government last week. I said to the Prime Ministers, Chancellors, Presidents around the table, if people are losing trust in the European Union, and this is true, they are losing trust, and you are the most powerful body of the European Union, you, the heads of states and government, here around the table. Do you have something to do with this mistrust? I repeat the question. If people are losing trust, are they losing trust to the European Parliament and to the European Commission? And you, the European Council, the heads of states and governments, you as the most powerful, decisive body in the European Union, you have the power in Europe. People are losing trust. Are they also losing trust to you? What is your answer? If we discuss about Europe, people are always looking to the European Parliament, the European Commission, but the heads of states and government, Mr. Rajoy, Mr. Letta, Mr. Anastasiadis, Chancellor Merkel, President Hollande, this is the European Council. They decide, they declare, we are the government of Europe. But if they are the government of Europe and people are losing trust, why then? So this is a very important point, because we have no central European government. If we decide in Brussels, fight against unemployment of young people, the measures must be applied in the country itself. And therefore, I think to bring people back to the idea to support the European Union, they must have the feeling that what is decided is not decided on paper, it is decided on concrete and transformed in concrete action.
I have a question related to this. So in many European countries, Eurosceptical and anti-European parties are growing considerably. Considering that these parties come from both the left wing and the right wing, and therefore they cannot be simply tagged as nationalists, do you think that their growing is more related to the political decision that the European Union has taken to face the crisis, or to a deficit of democracy in the European Union? And if it is the second, what are you doing to help democracy of the European Union growing and spreading?
First of all, I think there is also a left-wing nationalism. Nationalism is not only a right-wing question. I know also these arguments of the left side that the return to national protection of social dimension is the best way. But this is in my eyes an illusion. We can't on the one hand see that we are living in a global village, and this is not only a global village in the internet, it is not only a virtual global village, we live in reality in the global village, economically, on which is concerning the trade relations, climate change, tax evasion, organized crime, internet,
Corruption.
whatever, this is global village. And to say, I go back only to Italy, I close the borders and then we are happy, this is an illusion. But this is existing also on the left, like on the right-wing side. And your question is a very interesting one. The enormous mistake the Europeans, the pro-Europeans make is that we always allow to this Eurosceptic populace that they have never to justify an alternative. They say Europe is bad, we are against, let's be national. But then, it's enough. Why we don't ask them, please describe how you, with the national government, will manage climate change, trade, migration, fight against organized crime, traffic of drugs, traffic of human beings, how you will manage the fight against tax evasion, how you will manage your markets in the future, your employment policy. Will you introduce a known currency, the lira in Italy, to compete then with the Deutsche Mark, and with the US dollar, and with the yen? So they never have a program, except Europe is bad. Why we allow this? Therefore, my suggestion is, those who are in favor of the European Union should compete amongst each other. There are two different tendencies in Europe. There is one tendency saying austerity is the solution, and another tendency saying we can only survive by strategic investments in growth and in the fight against unemployment. So this is a little bit simplified, but these two tendencies must compete in the European election campaign. And then people can make a choice. And it will draw the attention from these Eurosceptics to a debate and a competition about content. That's my suggestion.
So involve more the people in
We
the discussion.
And we need candidates who are running against each other with programs.
We
And
should
this is what we
finish.
will get for the next European election if the big political families
One
in
more
Europe will suggest candidates for the succession of Mr. Barroso as President of the European Commission.
Maybe one final question, then we should go maybe take a photo and then that's
Okay,
okay.
good. Just this one
Yeah,
because
I'm completely in a hurry because
Yeah,
you saw because of the debate with Mr. Orban, I'm delayed in my whole program more than
2 hours. Yeah.
More than 2 hours delayed.
Mm.
So that,
So-
that means my day will finish about 2 o'clock.
One final question. We'll get a quick
Yeah.
picture by the flag, and then we'll
Okay.
So last question.
Yeah, the question is very on
Short.
the news, let's say. It's